Hey, Wilmette friends, welcome to another episode of Fellowship of the Creeps, episode 39. We're getting really close to episode 40, but sadly it will not be for another 2 weeks because next week is Weatherstock. And I'm going to go ahead and have Pineleaf do a quick plug about that because that is a huge event for the entire server of Landerville and LOTRO in general. So Pineleaf, go ahead and talk a little bit about Weatherstock.
All right, Weatherstock is an annual event. This is Weatherstock 5 that we're having this year. It is held on top of Amansul on the Langeville server, where we have 11 bands playing over. Well, I think the official announcement is 4 hours, but I suspect it'll be closer to 5 hours.
I'm guessing closer to 6. It usually goes 1.5 to 2 hours
probably.
over. So
Yeah, 6 might be closer to the truth. So therefore, we will be having all these bands there, gathering there, singing, and there'll be several awards for the bands based on who the hosts feel is the best, who the players vote for, and then there'll be a battle for the bands at the end.
awesome.
And it's a wonderful event, and there'll be all sorts of music. Now, it does tend to be a bit laggy there at times because you're going to have hundreds of people there. So if your graphics card can't handle it, there will be a live broadcast on Twitch at the Pineleaf Needles Twitch channel.
And it'll also end up being posted on LOTRO Players, so that you can join us live there as well.
Me and Shurs are about to come up into the outpost, and it looks like Pineleaf is behind us.
Alright,
And they're
awesome.
all following me.
Pineleaf's pet pulled everything.
That's fine.
Bait.
Just everybody run in here and we'll get him taken out.
Typical pets.
Yep. Alright, so what I've done this week, I actually got 2 episodes of Wildermore recorded this week. I still have to release a few more. But it's been a ton of fun going through the zone and starting to go through the second interlude there, going to talk about what's going on with the Rangers. So that's a ton of fun, finding out what's going on there. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've done this week. I've obviously done a ton of LOTRO Players stuff, just continuing to get the site in working order there. So, I'm pretty sure that's about all I need to talk about, but I'll probably think of something right after I pass it along. But for now, Shurs, what have you done this week?
Well, firstly, I haven't touched the creep site at all since last week. I'm kind of in my phase where I'm creeping most of the time. This happened to shortly after Rohan launched as well. I've been gotten back onto my Black Arrow, which I'm on at the
Could you
moment.
heal me? Anyone?
I don't have any healing spells.
I'll give you my healing arrows. Yeah,
Anyone,
anyway.
Dane?
I'm sorry, I was helping do stuff with muting people. Ivan asked me to do stuff when I'm supposed to be healing. It's not a good thing. That never ends well, Ivan.
Why do you think I'm standing all the way over here when you're doing that?
Condemning the rest of us.
That's right.
Anyway, I started ranking the Black Arrow again, which would mean this would be... my aim at the moment is to get this guy to at least rank 6, and maybe 7, depending on how much I like the class. At that point, it would mean I have gotten every creep class to at least rank 6.
Which
So
would
I'd
be
have a good
awesome.
taste of each. Yeah, I mean, I doubt it's that impressive. I'm sure lots of creeps have that, but at
I
least
don't.
I've gotten a good taste of what each class can do. I think if I was to describe the experience of trying to rank these days in any way, I'd probably describe it as exactly like it was in Rise of Isengard. For those who
Yeah.
are there for that, it is almost exactly the same.
And the only
Except-
difference is that it doesn't cost as many commendations to buy your skills.
And that wardens are more overpowered now than they were then.
And it's faster.
Everything is faster. Yeah. Other than that, I released another article for my LOTRO Pets series, and with this one I actually got quoted on BioBreak, which was quite nice. Just
Yeah,
for a
that was
quote
really
of
cool.
the day thing, but it was neat.
Yeah, Sip's been quoting a lot on LOTRO players because he actually also did a quote of Pineleaf in his recent post of going on to Mordor there, so that's pretty cool. I don't
Yeah.
know if you knew about that Pineleaf, but
You mean the one about time travel?
yes.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So yeah, other than that, I don't think there's anything else I've done.
Then you reminded me I did do a post on the 20 questions that Turbine answered this week. I put some of my personal opinions on some of that stuff, and then there was a lot of creep information on there. So we might talk a little bit about that later, depending on how lively we are. So we'll have to wait
a
and see.
lot relative to what we usually get.
Right. And so let's move on to the person who has not talked on the show for some time. Ivan, what have you done this week?
What have I done this week? Work.
You can- what have you done in the last month or two, or however long it's been?
What have I done? Did I talk about when I did the rift with my kinship?
If you did, no one will probably remember.
Okay, well, we'll just start there because that seems far enough back and there's not too much in between what I've done then and now. So, I did the rift on my Guardian a while ago, and I just finished soloing the Core Hollow Outpost, so at least we'll have one outpost to our name now. And it was a blast. It was great to go in there with a bunch of kin members and stuff and finally do that content. I've been in there one time before, towards the very end of the whole raid. It was like the last two bosses I got pulled in, and we didn't actually beat it. But no, it was good to get it done, and then it's of course advanced my meta deed, where now I've only got 2 sections left of it, which is all the deeds in Karn Doom, which I've got 1 left, which I don't have a whole lot left to do, and that's just killing orcs. And then I've got to do the Barad Gularan, which I'm on 2 of the advanced ones for that, but those ones just go so stinking slow. But that's going to get me my meta deed horse when I finally get to it. And then I started to do Wildermore as well with my Guardian. I didn't really take my captain into it, but I'm not finding it too terrible or anything. I only just barely got my toes into it, and then I kind of went off a bit because I've just been getting worked to death over the last couple weeks, mostly because the labor force at my job had some shrinkage, and so they're pulling me in for a lot more hours. And I'm going on a bit of a vacation this next week, starting on the 19th, and so I'll be gone until like the 25th or so, so they've been working me to death to get as much out of me as they can before I'm gone for a week.
Okay, well, best of luck for getting rest.
Yeah, no, it's going to be all kinds of fun. I mean, lately my parents have been here from Singapore, and I haven't gotten to see them in over a year, so it's been good.
Awesome, that'll be a ton of fun.
Yeah,
I'm trying
no.
to figure out how my pet managed to pull everything and yet survive the entire encounter.
Because your pet's stronger than you are, Pineleaf. Everybody knows that.
I was healing your pet.
Oh, okay.
And
mystery
that's also
solved.
things. Alright.
That's really how you judge a good healer, if the pet survives.
That's right.
Oh, that's how I operate. Gotta heal the pets. And especially,
Yeah,
certain names. If a pet's named Vinlassus, gotta heal it. Just the way it goes.
I recognize the importance of having a pet on a Weaver so that you can have that big self-heal when you need it.
You just need to make sure the freaks don't kill it, because if they do, then they get the heal, kind of.
Yep, alright, and let's go ahead and have Arinthir. What have you done this week?
I don't think I've done too much on LOTRO. I was just basically playing a bunch of other games. I wiped my computer's hard drive earlier this week, so that's why I needed the code for the TeamSpeak thing again. And Ugmog is fighting Sin 3. Where is she?
And I'm winning.
Yeah, I noticed that. How are you that high and he's that low? And he's a warden.
He was warning away for a while and just letting me beat on him.
Oh, it's always fun when they do that. They basically hand
Yeah.
you the victory. But Sin 3 isn't really the toughest of wardens, at least in terms of trading shield and healing everything you do.
Yeah, it's true.
I have also started trying to level my freeps again a little more. And I attended a concert at Kelondim, or Selondim, whichever one it is, on 2 of my characters this afternoon with Lily Kate. That's where I saw her and started talking. It's also where I saw Pineleaf there, who apparently was recording.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing the Twitch broadcast there.
Pineleaf attending a concert? Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not like he misses episodes of Fellowship of the Creeps while doing them or something.
Yes, I had to decide whether or not to be here for the concert that started at 4:30.
I suppose the end of the decision was that you were more likely to die here than at the concert.
Yeah, there was that.
And so he chose here, of course.
So anyway, I am trying to submit my application for joining the Lonely Mountain Band Kingship, but there's this one thing that I'm not sure about that I would just like to wait until I know what it is, that says like about your character or something. Let me look it up.
Okay, well, feel free to put me down as a reference on there.
It says
What are the qualifications for that
tell us
kinship?
about your character. Which character is it talking about? Is it talking about my character in game or me, myself, and I?
It's asking for
Oh, that's
your
obviously
character.
your real character.
Yep.
They want to know how honest you are, do you value integrity, things like that.
Just roleplay stuff, basically.
Mm-hmm. How well are you able to get along in this whole construct we call society?
How is Sindri even healing himself? He should be in.
He's a warden.
He's using magic.
He's stance dancing or something.
Stance dancing wardens can actually be killed pretty easily if you know how to do it on
Yeah.
them.
Nobody attack Ivan during Ivan's fight here. Don't get involved.
Oh
We're
look,
just
he
gonna
says
watch.
yield. We're just gonna surround
It always
him.
says that.
I'll back up so he doesn't leech off of me.
No, that's how he's doing it. I didn't know they could use a heal over time while in recklessness.
But they've always been able to.
Yep.
That's what's stupid.
It's kind of strange to see him low on power.
That's right, my banners are
Yeah,
off
it is
cooldown.
strange. You're welcome. Alright, so...
Everybody cheer for Ugmog.
That's right, yay! Alright, so Pineleaf. What have you done this week? And I believe you were gone last week, so last week as well.
Alright, let's see what we've got here. My champion reached level 73 and is just reaching the Gravenwood in Dunland. My guardian ran all the skirmishes in 6 hours and 45 minutes. That's 19 skirmishes.
Yeah, that was really impressive that you were able to do 19 skirmishes in a row.
Yeah, it was whew. Now,
If you want to count the Barrow Downs one as doing it.
It counts.
yeah, well, requiring me to last an hour in order to consider it to be done is a bit much.
I'm sure
Since
you
it's
could
very-
handle that.
It's tough not to survive the hour when you're in a full prepped group. And one of the things that happened is I received a Starlit Crystal while running the skirmishes, which fortunately dropped after I turned 76, so it was the one that could be used on a level 85 weapon. And the following day, I received a Hobbit present that also had one in it. So I got 2 in 2 days. But I reached level 77
that?
doing all those skirmishes, and then I was playing my Guardian some more, and I reached level 80, and I'm questing in the Norcrofts. My Minstrel on Arcdome this morning ran 3 trio skirmishes with Lily, Kate, and Mystery. They're running those at level 42.
Very cool.
So it took us a little while to get everything together, but by the third skirmish the fourth skirmish we were able to do without anybody getting killed or anything like that. So we were getting better working as a team as we went along. My Runekeeper reached level 85. And I started a new series on Twitch and YouTube called The Stones of Wildermore, where I'm going through Wildermore with my Runekeeper. So it's similar to the series that Andang's doing. And what I do is I do the broadcast on Twitch, and then I upload it later on onto YouTube. So I run the live one at 8 o'clock server time on Mondays. Monday at 8 server time.
Okay, nice.
And it looks like I also ran a couple of duo skirmishes for Gondam and Way of Smiths. I can't remember who I ran it with.
Alright, charge the
Remember
warden.
from the Academy Kinship.
Oh, it's a bit.
I think it was a...
Wait, are we killing him?
Yep.
Are we?
Yes, go ahead and kill him.
Let's see what we can do.
Why?
I never did any formal challenge or anything.
Plus, it's a warden, so I suppose they deserve it.
Yep.
Well,
Alright, let's go.
let's talk about the whole fact that he gave me, uninterrupted almost 20 seconds of him running away. Started the fight at like 4,000 morale and then he wouldn't die. And he never even hit never surrender threshold. That's just pathetic.
I think that's about as
Yep.
good a killing blow as you can get.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Alright. On my... Okay, now we'll go to Wardens.
I still love
On
how that's a
Arkansas-
whole subcategory. Anyway, continue.
On Arkenstone, I ran a few Hypeball dailies. This was to help my Runekeeper get the armor for Hypeball, since I wasn't going to run through the entire series on my Runekeeper. So now my Runekeeper has a full set of armor for that. And on Gladden, I ran Stormal Methodress. And I also leveled as far as I was going to, not leveled, I ran Lone Lands as far as I'm going to until I resume leveling. Because right now, I'm at level 25. But I'm not going to go and start re-leveling until after I do my recording for Amansul, which is probably going to be in a week or 2.
Wow, Pinebait made it in without pulling any mobs.
Yeah, that's really impressive. And I
But now
would
he's stuck at the bottom of the
like
stairs.
to welcome real quick Lillicate. It sounds like that she has joined us on TeamSpeak, and she's been in the group with us for a while.
Lily Kate. And my name is Lizzie.
Hello.
Hi, Lizzie.
Can you hear me? Hi guys, it's me.
Hello!
Say hello then.
Hello.
He has been nagging me forever to come and say hello.
Awesome. Well, it's
I
great to
finally
have you
made
guys
it.
on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, now I just got to catch up and find you. Yeah.
Yes, but we can't find you on our log.
No, we have to follow the green arrow.
Yes. The green arrows, quickly. So just following the green arrow. We're next to it soon.
Yeah.
Yours
I-
doesn't work.
I think I could just listen to a whole show of you and Lizzie talking.
Mom,
Honestly.
Sounds like a creep in the making, that
we're
does.
playing the creep. Do you know how to play Lord of the Rings like I played before?
No, I don't know how to play this, so I'm about to go and die. Yeah, unfortunately, unless I actually stop her, she will not
No.
stop.
Lily Kay?
Are you going to tell them what I've been doing on LOTRO this visit?
Yeah.
Okay, what have I been doing?
We've been hunting a little bit.
What have we been hunting?
We've been hunting for naughty orcs and goblins and things like that. And we went to Muffy's den, and then we found a big dragon that we needed to kill. It's one bigger. More than us.
Yeah, that.
Lily Kate's a hobbit, and I'm a hobbit too, because I like being a hobbit. But I'm Lily Kate's hero. I am Lizzie, but with black hair. My hair is dark brown.
Right, now you have to stop for a little while and let them say something. Okay.
That's awesome, Lizzie.
She was watching me skirmish with Pine Leaf earlier, and she was picking the skirmishes and changing her mind halfway through.
Yes, we've been doing that perfectly. And sometimes I get a little hot and sweaty and cold. Sometimes.
It's just gonna be me laughing and Lizzie talking for this episode.
Yes.
I did select push to talk, but it wasn't working. So now we're on voice
Yes.
capture. So I'll have to actually manually gag her when anybody else wants to
Mum,
speak.
now what to talk?
Yeah, I noticed that a little earlier. I had the open mic regular voice chat muted.
No.
Yeah, you should be able to
This is
mute it up
about
at
to say something.
the top, Lily Kate.
Ah, I see. There we go.
Alright, and to continue what Pineleaf has been
Alright.
doing this week, let's go ahead and let you continue, Pineleaf, in your Warden talk.
Alright, so now we'll go to Landreville. And on Landreville, I attended a few concerts. They were for The Shades, the Meisterbarden von Brie, A Rock in a Hard Place, Animal House, and Andunie.
Mommy, they got people out.
And
Oh, Animal House. I have all their records from the 80s.
So that's 5 of those,
Huh.
and all of those are up on Twitch.
Alright, very
One
cool.
tick Lugazag.
And let's see. Oh yeah, the Masterbarden was especially impressive because it was the first group I've ever saw in LOTRO that had its own chorus line.
How can I say something?
All right. So that was interesting. Then we had on. Now, one of the problems I've had in doing these broadcasts is that I kept on dropping packets, and I was trying to figure out what in the world is going on with that. And for some reason this morning, so therefore I started taking a habit of also doing a local copy, so that if I ever want to put it on YouTube, I'll have a better copy that I could put up there.
Right.
But this morning when I was doing Andunie, there was 0 dropped packets through the entire concert. I was like, what? But so therefore, I'm hoping it's a sign that maybe things are finally set so that I could finally do good recordings, and perhaps Weatherstock will look better, I'm hoping.
Right, awesome.
Well, you know, if you can do
It will
Weatherstock, everything else falls into place.
Exactly.
Yeah, we will see. Of course, weather stock's going to be a major challenge, of course.
Oh, there's a freak there, so we
Well-
ain't taking this keep.
And you should be able to turn down your graphics quite a bit as well, which should help.
Yeah, for weather stock, I'll be turning down graphics. Today's concert, I managed to get through in. Double check if I changed my graphics any before, after the. I think I was at full graphics for today's concert.
Okay, how many people were there?
Well, that's the thing. I was in a place where I didn't see all that many people. Just one or two people dancing in front of me, plus the musicians. So that may have affected things.
Well, it still makes a difference if they're there, though. Even if they're not on screen. Because, like, I can turn away from everyone on the top of weather stock and it's still really laggy.
Yeah. Maybe Lily Kate has a better count of how many people were there, since I wasn't turning much in order to see everybody in the area.
At today's concert, there was about 30 to 50 in the audience, but last night there was quite a few more. And with everybody being and letting off fireworks, I have very bad lag. So
Yeah, that could
that
be a
might have been
possibility.
why.
Luckily, they usually try to police that kind of stuff and try to keep player animation to a minimum.
Yeah,
What's that today?
last night we were in Brie, and this morning's was
There's
in
something.
Caledon, which is not quite as busy.
Yeah. Colombia
Yeah.
is a lot quieter than Brie.
Just a little.
So that may be the reason. We'll find out, as I said, on future tomorrow morning I'll be doing another broadcast, assuming the band lets me. They've
mean-
all been nice enough to let me, so.
It helps that with Kellendon there's pretty much no reason for players to go there aside from when they first appear as an elf.
It also helps that you haven't had a revamp, so there's not NPCs that are wandering and doing all kinds of other fun stuff.
Right,
Oh,
and then
graphical
also on the top of
improvements.
Weatherstock, they do dedicate more server power to for that event, so that should also help as well.
Yeah, that should help for that.
Yeah, I
And
imagine
on
people would be happy.
Monfola-
Then people who are just walking past would be happy if they end up crashing because of it.
Right. Come up for a quest. What is all this going on?
Yeah, one guy did that at the concert this afternoon. He was on his horse, came by to get a quest, walked away, said, "What is this?"
This is LOTRO. Welcome to the community.
Landroval, really.
Right.
Are you
Champion, yeah,
coming
champion.
to join us, Sugmog?
Yeah.
He's just gonna let us die, you know.
Kill it.
Well, that was the original plan.
Kill it quickly.
Up.
Oh,
Captain.
God.
Everyone on the
Squishy.
free, please. There's a champion back here.
And he is very
Oh, there's a
squishy.
champ.
He's very squishy. And Ivan's coming in to flank him. That's awesome.
And he's probably gonna run.
Back up so that we
Or
can
he
keep
gets
him from
stuns.
running.
I've got a hobbit behind me.
There's another
Trying to
freep
get
up
an
here.
easy world.
Oh, and there is.
Yes.
Captain. I don't recognize the name, but he's pretty highly ranked.
It's
Yeah.
Daggernell, I know who he is.
He's a guardian
You
as
know
well.
who everybody is, Andy. I mean, Ugmog.
Oh, Giggs is here.
Yeah. What if this
Now-
is gear? This captain's taking ages to bring down.
Can you tell what's going on?
Everyone heal the war.
Actually, compared to Kovac, he's going down pretty fast.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Pine
Last
Bait's almost
stand.
dead. Steal him. I'm saving Pine Bait. Don't worry. He'll live.
Yeah,
I was
I
really
can't target
worried.
Pine Bait. Pine Bait is stuck underneath my chat window. I can't target that spider.
I can. He won't die.
There we go, I got him.
The captain just used a man heal,
Guardian's down.
Press some buttons.
and he's running upstairs.
I'm on my way.
We're doing really well,
slowed him.
actually, for having all these NPCs.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have the trait, it's slow.
But
And
the
he just
outposts
cured
are
it.
on our side, so that helps.
Oh no, he popped his own run speed buff.
Can we get a DPS
Got him slowed.
Yeah, sorry about that.
assist?
I totally forgot what was going
Got
on.
him.
All this, I didn't know that there was a
Yo,
captain
okay,
here.
yeah.
And Pinebite lived.
Are we dropping these NPCs? Or are we taking the keep?
We're taking the keep.
Yeah, we're still taking it.
What happened, Lizzie?
We died. Sorry. We died.
Where are you? I can res you. Okay, there's a hunter.
Halfway to get back.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
there's a lot of people here. We've gotta
Resurrected us, Lizzie.
just
Knock the eggs.
Died.
run away.
Oh, there's
Name.
4 of
Oh,
them
there's
here.
more freaks.
Luckily we got Ugmog though,
Won't
so that should
die
help.
ever again. We're always gonna be alive. And
Nock just died already.
but we
Champion,
can't
yeah.
stop it.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, Lizzie, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, she wants to go and eat some Fritz legs.
I just like
She's gonna grow up to be a
playing
great pacifist one day.
on scary creeps of Lord of Creeps. You know, I
Full
keep
Falcon
playing
School.
Lord of Creeps.
To be honest, I think she could probably kill a hunter on her own.
Probably.
Groundkeeper's getting
I think
away.
she stopped for a bit.
No, he isn't.
She probably knows what's going on more than Pineleaf.
And Bangor.
That's because Pineleaf's double checking to make sure he got all the wardens.
I haven't been able to finish it.
Exactly.
Exactly, he's still
playing.
planning.
So anyway,
We're doing
finally,
really well. I have
before
to
more
say.
creeps come.
Alright.
Let's just keep
So-
working down these NPCs.
Okay, well, with Fall I had my usual skirmishes. Nothing special there. So we'll go to Skyrim.
Alright.
Now on Skyrim, I spent most of my time there on my new character there that I created for my YouTube series. Which
Yeah,
is the
I've been
Wolf of
enjoying watching
Skyrim.
through that.
I've posted 6 episodes so far. And there I'm doing a mostly caster. There's a little sword play there, but it's mostly a caster. I'll usually only go to the sword when I run out of magicka.
Okay.
And that is... And in that one is my first attempt at playing at a depth level, so slightly tougher than my previous playthroughs of the game.
Hunter coming in.
Alright, switch targets.
He just went
He's not
stealth.
one of our friends.
Okay.
AoE right here. I need AoE. There we go.
There he is. I'll try to get him slowed.
There we go.
I
got
didn't get
him
a crit.
slowed. I did.
You just slowed him. Oh, someone else did.
I did.
I did.
My kill, my kill.
No, let the Defiler get the...
Wait,
Ah, I
wait,
got
wait,
it.
wait. Ah, gas struck.
Oh, that's the one thing I like about the PA. They're very good at getting killing blows.
Yeah,
Yep.
Screaming Shafts is great for it once you're... when
Puncture
you're low
target I
ranked.
find is better at the moment.
Lizzie, we killed an NPC.
Yay!
Hey, we cleared them all out. We're doing really well.
Whee!
Great job, everyone.
Awesome. Sounds like a leader coming along there.
Quite so funny sometimes.
And that concludes everything.
It's input upstairs and the captain.
Finally finished before the 50-minute mark. This is crazy.
Whoa.
Right. Well, I had to leave time for Lily Kate.
Oh.
We got Lily Kate. He's a ward. No, I'm pretending to be
output.
a ward.
Well, I haven't done much this week. I've been attending concerts and leveling up my Arkenstone Lily Kate.
Yeah.
And that's taken all my time, basically.
Alright, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I've been setting up quick bars and organising the screen for the Arkenstone Lily Kate.
I told
Oh, I just unlocked the chicken emote.
What do you want to say?
I
Nice.
to say some good things. Well, 2 of my teeth fell out, and I can't find my tooth that fell out. And it's been wobbling for a little while, and then it fell out. I had to open a bit of tissue and
Hunter here.
switch the tissue
Knock is back.
And it went in a ramble, and then I lost my tooth with the tissue, and I don't know how to find
Okay.
it, and there's
Okay,
enough
then.
space for my tongue to come out, and I don't.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm dying. Oh, that was a nice bubble.
That's so funny, isn't it?
Okay.
Great.
Alright. Stop now, please. Hello, world. Lizzie. Lizzie lost
What's-
the tooth and then lost it again.
See, I thought we were leaving this room.
I thought we were too,
Hunter's
but
down. I killed him and he fell down the cliff.
I thought we were
Alright,
too,
now
but
just
I
hit
came
something
back
else.
to heal Shurs.
Yeah, well, that's what I came back to. Okay, back to the CG room. Let's go, go, go.
yep.
Go, go, going.
So, when did we stop doing it so it's only about LOTRO news and input other games and stuff?
Huh? We still
When did we
do.
start doing that?
We still do
Yeah.
other
Oh,
stuff.
wobbly teeth.
Oh, when did we start that, though?
Oh,
A wobbly
since
tooth.
since I started doing Skyrim playthroughs, I guess.
Because if we're gonna do that, then I can go a lot longer.
Okay, go ahead.
About Mech Warrior, I presume.
Yep.
Mech Warrior, and also I've been playing through a lot of Icewind Dale.
Well, go ahead.
Nah, that's it. I'm not gonna
Okay.
waste time with that.
Ash
Played some of it.
He got our hopes up, and then he just lets us down.
Oh, it's... He...
Input's back.
Is output back?
And Gigs is back.
And the rest of the freaks
Am
are
I
here,
even
so
on
we're
the
probably
right
gonna wipe.
target?
Yeah, let's go ahead and
Rune
drop
card.
out.
Friends.
Everybody go ahead and drop out.
Oh, we're jumping off something now.
Yeah,
Yeah, Runecar's just running for it.
What happened,
Everybody
Lizzie?
out.
We died.
I'm probably gonna die now, so
Again.
never mind.
We always die with people.
Right, we're gonna retreat.
No, I got you.
Yeah, let's go back to our place where we live.
And I'm at the window.
Alright,
Let's
gonna
get
die
this
now.
hunter out here that's harassing Pineleaf.
Sometimes
Right, let's click the fast button.
oh, it's
Brand
knock
Trolls here as
again.
well, War Master.
what's around?
There's
I'm
about
on my way for knock.
We got a stun
9
on the
or 10
hunter.
of them now,
wanna do
so
one.
half raid.
I want to do one.
Could you guys come back towards me? I'm in a bit of a pickle.
I like creep.
I can see
There's
that.
like 3 creeps between us and you.
I like the creep one, guys.
I know, I'm flanking him.
Oh man, I'm not doing good.
Bubble.
You know it's bad when you're flanked by a war leader.
Yeah, no kidding.
Coming back, but
Alright, and I
Get
do...
knocked down.
Let's go ahead and finish off this fight and then I'll have something else to say. Alright,
with a
nice
kill.
kill there.
Nobody likes to.
Brand Troll's pretty weak, except he likes to use Waterloo a lot.
Alright, awesome. Got him down.
Here comes some more. Alright, we got a squishy looking
yeah.
champ in the front line.
Yeah, he's a squishy.
Almost 2 now.
Good and good there.
But you don't have much
I'm
DPS.
gonna get there.
No, we don't, but we can work him down.
I meant them.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh. There looks like there's a War Master around here.
Heal Pineleaf.
Runecar.
Mushi
I see him.
is behind.
Oh,
We just
It's
got
behind
the
us.
red finally.
This is turning into quite the battle.
yeah, that's for sure.
I blame
Nice.
Ugmog
Down.
for us surviving so long.
I do too.
It's all his
Yeah, it's
fault.
your fault.
Runecar's down.
Who now? Lucy? War
Yeah,
Master?
I would assume so.
Yeah, I see that. Let's go.
Alright, get on him.
Oh, the lag monster's got me.
And I'm gonna start dying now. Yeah, I'm dead.
That didn't get you fast enough, sorry.
Yeah, I was
No,
trying
I
to as
to
well.
apologize for. Hunter.
Ranch roll's back. Let's get him.
Yep.
Good res.
Gigs is on Shurs.
Yeah, I'm healing him.
There's someone else who needs to heal side for me. You better just do it because I'm gonna die a lot.
You haven't died yet.
I've died like 3 times.
He died.
He did die.
Not in this fight.
Yeah,
Yes,
in
he
this
did.
fight, he just did.
When did he?
Like just
About
2
just a
seconds
moment ago.
There's another dwarf just showed up.
Lone Law Master heal. He's dead.
I've never seen his name before. Kill him.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. Try to heal Shurs again.
There's Scalen. Get him.
Yes. Clear some of these NPCs. Nice.
Bubble on you.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Thank you.
I'm using my
Ah,
banner.
this chap is squishy.
Yeah, he is.
He's blown his cooldown last time, so he's gonna die quick. Lore Master's
Yep.
back. No,
Estel wins.
Estel win. Get him. Get him. Get him.
I know from experience that this one hits very hard. So
Yep.
I'm rezzing
And
Wally.
Pine Leaf just keep running.
Yes, good. Get Wally.
This
I'm
dwarf
dying
right
again.
here.
You're dying real
champion
quick.
is the Squishy. I'm bubbling.
I'm talking to you, not you. Please.
back to lag hard now. Rootkeeper's almost down.
Lizzie, are you having fun?
We're good.
And Arky's down. Should be good now. Gig's bow's a bit
Input.
Yeah, everybody on
Low. Gig's bow's
input.
low.
Yeah, Guardians have just been getting beat up the whole time. Oh, we got Knock over there on the distance. Get him. He is slowed.
Him is slow now. There's another slow.
Mine is better.
I think they're about the same.
40%?
Hours.
Yeah.
Fast.
Dwarf champ. Yeah, I can't.
Oh, I haven't seen Calendrum in forever.
Load.
Heal Lizzie.
The easy one. What am I gonna do with a pot?
Going after him.
Yep. The other ones ran back inside the keep.
Ah, input.
Nothing. Died.
Uh-oh.
They're running in terror from the Fellowship of the Creeps.
Nobody go inside.
Ranch roll back over there.
Don't go
There's
inside.
Law Master outside the front.
Yeah, there's
low rank.
yeah, that one was up in Grotham recently. She's pretty squishy.
Oh, it's crippled too. That's nice.
Take off these NPCs before we go inside, guys.
What? Do things the easy way?
That's
Yep.
the creep way. Oh, spamming water on myself. We ain't gonna kill that.
Yeah, that Lore Master was doing that in Grotham as well.
Alright, so there are
Might be going
several
down soon.
other creeps out here helping us out.
The bubble again.
Let's try to move away from
we should keep this
building
set
here.
up every time.
I'm working
Two
pretty
War
well so
Leaders
far.
and a Defiler is really hard to argue with, honestly.
Helps to have a rank
Yeah.
10 war leader.
Honestly, I've been spending a lot of this fighting Brawler's stance.
All on me.
Pet.
I just want to target this.
Not sure if they're grouped or not, but
There's a counter attack.
Rinthier.
Yep, I'm dead.
Why didn't you move away?
Glendon's moving in.
I even nailed you with Snap, so I know you could run.
Run troll. He's only got one pulse of water on him at the moment.
Try to pull them
Let's
away
back
from
it up.
Zigzag.
Yep.
And I'm totally
We're
outpowered.
dead.
Let's back up. Not.
Dad, sorry.
And I do.
Rance is
really-
almost dead.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take this out.
And
Got
he's
him.
down.
And let's try to break away a little bit more. Keep pulling them back.
Pine Leaf's going down.
Oh, yeah, he is.
But he hit his mitigation buff.
Yay, he actually remembered he had it.
Which one are we killing?
This is progress.
I'm working on Calundrum. You know, get the champ out of the way.
Us.
I could use some heals.
I'm almost back.
So could I, to be honest, but this camp's almost down.
We need
Done.
Lizzie here every episode for moral support.
That's right.
Squishy LM is overextended with no stun immunity.
Or heals on them either, so that should be easy. Oh, never mind. I think it helps that the Lawmasters never seem to use them on anyone but themselves.
Yeah, that
Oh, it
does.
does. The ones that do are a pain. You got a bubble.
And for some
Why
reason
would
she
she
still
go
hasn't
so far
decided
out?
to use.
No.
I always do find it funny that ones that never use Windlaw on me, because that's pretty much having my DPS.
Yep, pretty much.
Got him.
And I've got a sniffer mode now, that's wonderful.
Can you
Wow,
scratch
you
this
did not
stuff
have
out?
many KBs at all.
No, I
How
had like
did you
3
get to
before
rank
this
4?
episode.
Quests.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only
How
thing
do
you
you
can do at
quest
this
for
rank.
that
You
long?
did that on Wednesday.
It's not that long.
It really isn't that long. It goes pretty quick.
You just work on your maps and then you'll be rank 4 or 5 in no time, really.
You'll easily be rank 5 with just doing
Yeah,
maps.
I usually make about 1,000-ish a day. More if I try and really go into it.
Yep.
Creep's turning up.
Turn up in a minute.
Knock again.
Okay, I've got my res up. Let's go get Lillicate up.
Yay!
Alright, we'll get him up. Back up again, and then we'll heal her up, and then we'll re-engage.
Oh, I've got to run away.
Hey, she ranked up.
Yeah, congrats.
I've been doing that while I was dead.
I'm using my banner.
Which one are we going for? As the one.
Runecar, get Runecar.
Heal the warg, heal the warg.
I'm rezzing the warg.
And I'm
They're
going
all
down.
coming at us at once.
Heal Shurs, heal everyone.
Everyone's dying.
Just about.
But Runecar's
Go
almost
Runecar,
dead.
be nice.
What
And
happens
he's
when you
almost
play a
down.
game you don't know what you're doing?
Got
Oh,
him.
Got him. Nice.
It's to win. We have Eds to win right here.
Oh,
Finally
ouch,
getting
I got
low.
a
It's going
penalty
down.
there.
Considering we've been
ouch.
outnumbered the entire time with NPCs
There
on
you go,
us,
Pine.
What's that green bar like? Any good?
surprised we've gotten any kills.
No.
Blue bar? That's good.
This just turned
And I'm
into an
gonna go
all-out
down.
war.
Very quickly.
There's a really low champion over here. He's at 4k.
We need to get Eds to win still.
And I'm dead. That was nice healing considering there was like 3 of them on me.
Eds to win's almost dead.
Ow!
Just retreat and run back. Both our reses are
I'm
down.
afraid. Oh, we're too lagged.
Eds to win's down.
Good.
Is he prepared for more death?
Running back.
But I wonder if you're on this planet.
I wonder if you're on this planet.
Are you on the planet or are you fictional?
Most of this character isn't fictional, isn't it?
Alright, they're falling back. Runecar's back up.
Okay, let's get a res on Lillicate and then let's get out of here.
Always not let me.
I'm alive!
Alright, you don't have to panic. Alright.
My res is down. Let's
I can
protect
res.
Yeah,
him.
I've got-
Wait a second. Wait a second.
I got 3.5 minutes on mine.
Where's my res?
Go get in trouble.
Oh, interrupted. Curses.
Yes, we're nearly there.
Yep.
Time to
Yeah,
go
we're
about
not
this?
gonna be able to res. We just need
Probably
to
not.
keep fighting
Oh,
them.
now I need a res.
Yeah, thinking about this afterwards, it might be a good idea to actually call for help.
We're there.
I called this out earlier. That's why we've had backup around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
dying very quickly.
Worth
Yeah,
coming
my
back.
bubble's on cooldown.
Or they
Yeah,
do
we're
many of
going
them.
down.
Busy.
They're about
My
to get
laptop
up, Mog.
broke out with it.
Yep, they're going. We're going. I'll follow you, Pine Leaf. By
What,
follow
yeah?
you, I mean run in front of you.
Well,
Oh yes, I pulled it off.
What do you do?
I managed to hit my stun. I pulled off my
That loud.
That was a funny.
You're what?
Don't worry, I'm distracting them all.
What
I hit my stun pot right at the last couple hundred morale.
oh, that thing.
Nice.
You killed yourself.
Yeah,
And apparently Pine Leaf was killed by a piece of jewelry.
not killed on the planet.
I'm telling you,
did-
pointy jewelry is in season.
I was
Alright, let's
killed by a
regroup at
piece of
Graham's.
jewelry?
Yeah, honestly, it's amazing. This jewelry is able to kill us because we're smacking ourselves into it, and yet it does no damage to the Freeps at all, despite it being metal and metal not having any natural affinity for flesh at all.
Then again, look
It
at
should
my,
be doing equal damage to both parties.
look at my armor. I've got pieces sticking out. They should hit themselves on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I should be able to use an improvised melee weapon with my shoulders or my gauntlets whenever I
Yeah, my
get
shoulders.
disarmed.
And in ESO you can do that, so there you go.
I should just be able to run at them and stab them.
Honestly, the fact that the war leader stands, a head taller than any of the man or elf characters, I should be able to pick them up and, just kind of manhandle
You
them.
really should, that'd be pretty
Well,
funny.
you look at
That would be. I wish that you could do that to a runekeeper. That would just be, fantastic. You get in close to the runekeeper and you're able to physically manhandle them, keep them from doing anything, just slam them into a tree, throw them down, do some curb stomping.
And like all hobbits can be manipulated by orcs, and dwarves can be manipulated by orcs.
Well, I think the dwarves are a little bit tougher. The dwarves could,
Yeah.
withstand quite a bit.
That's true.
Group up. We're too spread out.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I
have to
know,
hit
that's
the
why
dwarf-
we're grouping
dwarf
up here.
tossing then.
There's input behind the bush. They're coming out. Run away.
Okay,
run away,
go
run
back
away.
and get them.
Dwarf tossing works,
Come back, we're
but
gonna group up
you
at
gotta
back
actually
here.
get them for that. And, dwarves are great at wrestling. They can throw you.
Turn
Pine
around,
Leaf.
Pine Leaf.
Back. We're good. We're good.
Everyone just run. We'll let Pine Leaf sacrifice himself.
We will honor your sacrifice, Pine Leaf.
Now that Ugmung's here, we can group up on
Run
this hill.
away.
Group up on this downslope.
That was a
This
very
is where
nice
we will
fight,
stand.
Oh no, we came out like bandits out of that one.
Because I think for 90% of that we had NPCs on us.
Died.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, we don't have a healer.
But fortunately, we had some help with us too. We had a couple of agony wargs and stuff.
Yeah,
There they
so-
are, they're on the right.
But I think they still had us outnumbered.
They're
most
coming
of the
this
time.
Oh,
way.
they did, because there was like only 4 or 5 guys that weren't with us. Ooh, knock.
Yep, they're coming.
Hey, you actually used your skill.
We'll get
or
that hobbit.
Aranthia did.
Yeah, I used it on Aranthia earlier.
I'm terrible with that skill. I just
Okay, let's go
for the-
rush knock right now. Rush him.
I think we're dying.
Yeah, I don't use it for the status effect removal. I use it for the heal. Because at my rank I don't have the big ones, so... Oh, someone used...
Knock's
oh.
running, he's out of the fight. This squishy LM.
Knock is back.
Right, this one.
Alright, Black Arrow, stay on him. Everyone else onto this lore master.
I could use some heals.
I don't want
Have a bubble.
Lord Master's running out of heals now. Kind of. I mean, as much
Lore
as you
Master
can-
out of heals? Ridiculous.
Oh, I interrupted that. That was nice. I don't usually get to do that.
spider girl. It's a little funny.
Pine Leaf heals.
Oh, kill knock now.
Bring him to the evil.
Load, and he's getting low.
Yep, Nock's almost done.
We should have
And
Ugmog with us
boom.
more often.
We should.
Oh, I got another devastating.
Talk to my boss.
We might just end up doing that.
I think I found something almost as satisfying as killing a or stunning a Lore Master, getting a headshot on a freak that kills them.
Hey, headshot is a sweet skill.
Especially if you have an
And there they go.
Yeah.
Yep, there went his charge. We got one to the right. Oh, that's Gigsbo. He'll just hit charge.
We got a
as well.
warg though.
Yeah.
But he's going for the back, so yeah.
Unfortunately,
and
that,
Alright, back up. Everybody back up.
And you got a warg, but he's a guardian. If you stay too close, they are just gonna turn the tables and be gone again.
Yeah, unfortunately, that trait for headshot is the stun knockdowns. It's pretty high up, so I'll probably never get it.
All right, let's go ahead and go back to Grams. We're gonna
Put the names up if you
we're
want
gonna end the episode here, and I do have a few things to do. So first of all, we'd like to give thanks to Ace for taking advantage of the $5 and $10 mentions. And if you do a $5 or $10 mention with $5 or more, you get to get on a mention on the podcast of your choice. And with $10 or more, you can get a mention on all the active podcasts on the site, which now through the Palantir is a part of. So that means that you can get a plug on 4 different podcasts. With the,
is that all he got for $5? Is just that? I mean, who is Ace? What server is he on? I don't know anything about him. I just know a name. That's hardly enough to find him off of.
That's all he wanted to share. So I asked him if he wanted to share more, but he said just that. So
obviously,
again,
that's more than enough. He's not just an ace or a ace. He's the ace.
There's
only
the
one
ace.
that ever
That's
matters.
right.
Yep.
That's
when
right.
people say ace, they think of him first. So that's the one we're looking for.
That is the one. So thank you so much for that. And
Firefoot, right?
And thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Fellowship of the Creeps. A quick reminder that we will be gone next week for Weatherstock, so be sure to check out our live stream by Pineleaf on there. We'll be having guests, including possibly Golden Star. So be sure to check that out. It'll be a ton of fun. So that's all for now. Thank you guys once again so much for watching, and we'll see you guys again next week. Anybody have any final thoughts before we go off?
Do you have any final thoughts, Lizzie?
No.
You want to say goodnight?
No.
Oh. Good night, everybody.
Alright.
Final thoughts, good nights are overrated. Have fun.
That's right. Good night, everybody.
PVMP and Dang. Subscribe.